Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Okay, little echo there. Okay, oh, get back over here, do that. Perfect, 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 perfect. Um, what am I forgetting? Okay, got that. Got some coffee. And, I need to say hello. Okay, Raffaella Bertoni, thank you so much for being here. Grazie and buonasera, buongiorno, good day. Yes, grazie. Let's see. Um, Mary H, thank you for being here. Lola Love, Susie Mom, V Bram, Lydia Washington, Lorna Williams. Let's see. Lola Love wants to say hi to a few people. Black Queen is here. And a host of friends and other. Hey, Yulibi. Judy Matasset, Francilia Mosley. Let's see. CK is here. All right. Anyway, I'm going to just cut to the chase. And I'll say hello to everybody else later. Hey, VS speaks royally. Cat Harlem. Hey, hey, hey! Now I caught the beginning of the live show. Hello, Baron and Squatties. Well, hello to you too. And thank you for 18 months membership. Greatly appreciate it. Okay, 18 months. How cool is that? All right. Ooh. Listen, you guys, it is raining and thundering and I can feel it all up in my shoulder and back, and it's hitting me in all the places. Susie Q says, Hey, Baron and Squatties, happy Tuesday night. Happy Tuesday night to you too, and thank you for 22 months membership. Thank you for 22 months membership. And you guys, I'm still, I want to close down the, what do they call that? The, oh gosh, what is it? Oh, the Patreon. I'm going to close down the Patreon, you guys. So if you want to move your memberships over to the YouTube, please do that. I see a lot of people have already closed their Patreon, so please do that. No more Patreons. I'm going to move over to the YouTube. And I maybe set up a buy me a coffee. I think that's easy for some people to use. But the Patreon is really meant to be like a satellite to the channel that you already have, and it entails doing a bunch of work that would distract from the main channel. And and because I'm doing everything myself, I just don't have time for it. So please rid yourselves of your Patreon, because I'm going to close it down probably this at the end of this month. So if you have a Patreon, it'll be the last time anything goes through. But I'm going to close down the Patreon as a way to support the channel. So, and then I'll just move over to I'll depend on the YouTube, and perhaps a buy me a coffee. I got to see how that works. But yeah, so anyway, thank you so much for supporting all this time. Very, very appreciate it. TCC Sun is in the house. Okay. So, guess what? This is an old thumbnail. I used this thumbnail maybe a month ago. Let me take a look and see. But I used this thumbnail before. Nothing has changed. Everything looks consistent. Everything looks consistent. How long ago did I use that? I'm checking. I used that 3 weeks ago. Harry and Meghan knew. Yeah. 3 weeks ago I used that. 3 weeks ago. And it's still relative today. I didn't have to change a word. Everything is consistent. Harry and Meghan news, the royal family plot thickens, Camilla power play, Will and Kate mystery. Uh-huh. Yep, I didn't have to change a thing. Everything is still weird. Okay, but let's get into it. See how I artfully created a black and white image of Kate as though she's fading away from the family. See how she's kind of faded? It's almost like she's a ghost of herself. Um, well, because it's a mystery. And if you see a ghost, I mean, there's usually a mystery attached to it, right? So anyway, I mean, I hope she's okay. But got some stuff to say about that. Well, hey to you, TCC son. I'm glad you think of us as family. Greatly appreciate it. All right. So royal death shock, says the Daily Mail. Royal death shock. Now I was out and about, and I was what was I doing? Oh, well, I had some errands to run. I had to take my aunt to the doctor, and I did some shopping for both of us and everything. So it was, I sometimes I put on the spaces to keep me company. And while that was happening, I heard someone say, and of course I thought the worst. Um, and it is bad. I mean, I don't want to make it seem like it's not, but it is bad just the same. But still, I was thinking someone more of a senior royal than someone who married one of the daughters of a cousin to Queen Elizabeth, right? So that was interesting. When I heard it, I just got that weird feeling like, oh boy, how is this going to change life forever? And so it turns out, let me see, who is this guy? He is, his name, he's okay. He married Lady Gabriella Windsor, and her husband, Thomas Kingston, were happy and chatty at National Gallery event just days before his shock death, age 45, as police say there are no suspicious circumstances. In other words, um, well, um, there may have been some baking soda involved, maybe. Um, but, again, that's just hearsay. Nobody knows for sure. Lady Gabriella Windsor and her husband, Thomas Kingston, were happy and chatty at the National Gallery, blah, blah, blah. The financier and former hostage negotiator was found dead at the address in Gloucestershire on Sunday evening, with emergency services called to the scene shortly after 6 p.m. An inquest will be held but there are no suspicious circumstances and no other parties involved. Mr. Kingston is survived by his father, Martin Kingston, also known as KC. And, oh no, is that Martin Kingston King's Court? Huh, I don't know what the KC is. His mother, Jill Mary Kingston, and his sister, Joanna Colony and Emma Murray. Lady Gabriella, 42, who is 56th in line to the throne, and Mr. Kingston were married for nearly 5 years, having tied the knot at St. George Chapel at Windsor in May of 2019. Isn't that something? And they were scheduled to be at Windsor today. One friend who spoke to the couple at a party last Wednesday at the National Gallery in London said they seemed happy and positive as ever. Ella was particularly chatty. So there you go. Strange circumstances. And you know what? It could have been anything. 45 years of age. Sometimes people have hidden medical things. So, but I heard that he was friends with is it Tom Parker Bowles? Tom Parker Bowles, and they were of that set that hung out together. Um, the set that is like the equivalent of, oh, let me see who. Oh my goodness, there's a picture of him in a car with Pippa, and I don't know who this other person is. Like I said, they were part of that party set, the young royal or royal adjacent party set. And so, people are saying at that age it was probably one thing and maybe not the other. But, I'm not going to crap on somebody I don't know. So I see you, Black Queen. I see you, Black Queen. You starting already. Ladies and gentlemen, Black Queen, starting already. Uh, all right. All right. Okay. So, oh, man. Okay. And what was the other one you had there? Something about Uncle Gary. I saw one for Uncle Gary too. I need to talk to Uncle Gary or something like that. You said, "Hey, Deb, 89." Oh yes. Well, he was married. Okay, let me continue, and I'll explain. So, right there is his last photo at the art gallery. He seems to be the picture of health. His eyes are not glassy. Doesn't look like his what do you call it? Doesn't look like the cartridge in his nose is about to collapse. So, yeah, he looks very healthy. How do I know about stuff like that? But yeah, he looks very. Oh God, there he is with Pippa. Why is Pippa in every other picture of him I see? I don't understand. Um, he kind of looks like Pippa's husband, doesn't he? But yeah. Anyway, there's Pippa. I don't know how she is important to this story, but hostage negotiator. He could have helped. You get a bell for that, Rhonda Anderson. Listen, it's humid, but I think I need some lip balm because you all are going to make me split my lip. Um, yeah. Oh, yes, it does seem like he's spiraling out of control, as though he was waiting for someone to bring something to him, only to find out that that person passed away or something. I don't know. I wonder what he was waiting for. Anyway, it's so weird, this family. Oh, she used to date him. Well, that would explain a lot of things. Might even explain the Uncle Gary connection that I was trying to drum up. Hey, Big Mama. Anyway, so take a look there. It is with the deepest sorrow that we announce the death of Thomas Kingston, our beloved husband, son, and brother. Tom was an exceptional man who lit up the lives of all who knew him. His death has come as a great shock to the whole family, and we ask you respect our privacy as we mourn his passing. And there you can see the wedding photo of Gabriella Windsor and Thomas Kingston on their wedding day. I'm to understand that Harry went to that wedding. Was it back in when Archie was born? I think they got married on Archie. Oh, or was he supposed to go? But I think they were wed on Archie's birthday. I think so. I can't remember. Um, Sway, sway, sway went the Prince of Wales. Okay, wait. Um, Sway, sway, sway went the Willie. Ding, ding, ding went the charm or whatever that thing he was pinning on her. Yeah, sway, sway. Oh man. Okay, I gotta stop. You guys, we gotta get serious now. Someone has unfortunately gone to their glory. Anyway, so that is Prince Michael of Kent, and that is Princess Michael of Kent. So Prince and Princess Michael of Kent. As you know, I think her name is Mary or Maria or something like that. She married into the family. She's like some Austrian or German aristocrat. However, her titles meant nothing in the House of Windsor, and so she did not want to be known by any other title than Prince Michael. I'm sure he had some little minor title that she could have used, but she wanted to be known as Princess Michael of Kent, right? Because she's not royal in her own right. So, because she wasn't given a royal dukedom like the Sussexes, she's not entitled to be any like a duchess or anything like that. So she went for the Princess Michael of Kent, so everybody would know she was a princess. And anyway, Prince Michael and Princess Michael, they are quite notorious in the royal family. As a matter of fact, she is so grand that even the queen thought that she might not be happy in that family. She's actually was born Roman Catholic, and she had to renounce Catholicism and join. Actually, I don't think she did. She join the Church of England? No, actually, he got a special exception to marry her. I think she stayed Catholic, but you know, he's not so close to the throne, so it wasn't an issue that she was Catholic. But for Meghan, since Meghan was already a Protestant, it wasn't a big deal because in order to be in line for the throne, especially if you're really close to the throne, you can't even marry a Catholic. That goes against whatever law that was about the Protestant, the Church of England. So, um, but yeah, she was actually raised Catholic. Let's see here. They waited 2 days before informing us. Sus. It is very suspect. Thank you, Legs. Yeah, we should not miss out on that. That is very suspect. And I wonder if there were any senior royals near him when he collapsed. Makes you wonder if there were any senior royals about. Hmm. That's interesting. Although, we'll never know. We'll never know. I wonder if a son of a senior royal, um, someone who was just given a crown not long ago, I wonder if the son of a senior royal was there. Suspect. Yes, it is. Anyway, thank you so much for pointing that out. Okay, so let us continue here. So, Prince and Princess Michael of Kent to retire from public life. Yes, they retired. And if you ask me, they should have done that years ago. Look at her. Looks like she's got some kind of, I don't know what that is. That a button or is that like something from her father? That looked like something that she inherited from her father. He was quite notorious himself. So yeah, I think this was the last time that they went to one of those events was when they went to the. Okay, I think this was the last time. Yeah, I think it was. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is they were at the Jubilee prayer service. That's what I'm trying to say. Is the last time I saw them do anything was at the Jubilee prayer service and possibly the coronation, but he doesn't walk so good. They had to cut the camera away when they were trying to get up the steps of St. Paul's Cathedral. Um, they took the wrong entrance. If you ask me, they should have went around to the other side, like the Duke of Kent. So whatever you do, don't confuse Prince Michael of Kent with the Duke of Kent. The Duke of Kent is his eldest brother. And I think Prince William of Kent was the one who died mysteriously in that plane crash, the one that was in love with the girl he met in Japan. Yeah, so he's the one who died mysteriously in that plane crash, um, as the royal family was trying to get him to leave her alone or stay away from her. Yeah, so I think I got that right. All right, so moving on. Now, this is where you know her from. Um, Her daughter is married to the guy who just passed away, but you also know her because of this. The very awkward blackamoor figure and sculptures are exotic figures, that is, which usually depict African men and were predominantly in the 17th and 18th century. In other words, she wore that blackamoor brooch for the very first meeting or family gathering, a Christmas luncheon that involved the Duchess of Sussex. It was at Buckingham Palace. And out of everything that she could find, she sat right up there in the front seat of that car where she knew everyone would see her. And it just is not surprising the way she carries on, because if you take a look at the top right up there, you can see her father. She claims she didn't know that he had a Nazi past, but I'm here to tell you it is documented her father was a Nazi. She has had several run ins when it comes to race and racism, like the time she went to lunch in New York and some very well dressed, very well off, hardworking men of African descent, African American men, were in a restaurant and they were laughing and having a good time. And she went over to the table and told them that they need to pipe down. You're making too much noise. And they were like, and who are you? Right? Well, anyway, she told them, she said, you all need to go back to the colonies. I don't think I need to explain that to you, do I? You all need to go back to the colonies. Racist much? I think that was pretty racist. Go back to the colonies. She said what she said. Now, then there's the other thing. Just want to make sure you all get to know her, because she's not doing well. And you know, before anything happens, I just think you should know who it is before you see the news bulletin. Lorna Williams says Thomas Kingston is Princess Michael. Oh, yeah, son in law. Thank you so much. Thank you for the comment. Absolutely. So, this was almost her son in law. You see this guy right here, Queen's cousin, Princess Michael of Kent, named two black sheep, Serena and Venus. Claims her daughter's ex boyfriend, who says royals and Nazis go hand in hand. So, as you can see, I believe he's Asian. Looks like he's Indian or Pakistani or something like that. But anyway, he was dating her daughter for a while, and he claims that she had a couple of black sheeps that she named Venus and Serena. So, yeah, she doesn't try to hide it, if that is true. But after the breakup, he just decided to sing like Aretha Franklin and tell everybody what he knew. Huh. So, and oh yeah, so anyway, yeah, so that's I thought I had another slide for that, but yeah. So the daughter that you see in that photo of the Daily Mail article, that is her daughter, and her daughter is married, or was, her she's a widow now. She's a widow. That was her husband that died. So, um, well, I guess this other one, they didn't get on well and they broke up. And much to the relief of Princess Michael of Kent, I could assure you. But yeah, so there you have it. And that is the very grand Princess Michael of Kent. And anyway, and so the Lady Gabriella, she will not be a princess in her own right. The Lady Gabriella Windsor lost her husband, Thomas Kingston. So there you go. Wonder if he was like them too. Yes, and I don't mean that he was a Nazi. I was just wondering if he might have been a little racist himself. But I don't know. I don't know the guy. Sad that he passed away so young, 45 years old. I mean, wow, that's kind of young to just, you know, have died 2 days ago and nobody said anything until today, just before they went to this prayer service, or was it Thanksgiving service for Constantine, the last king of Greece, the last king of Greece. And by the way, Constantine, he was kicked out of Greece. They had a referendum, I think it was. They said no to the monarchy, and he left. Now, there were a couple of coup attempts that could have cost him and his family their lives, but Prince Philip of Greece, I believe, Prince Philip, as in, Queen Elizabeth Philip, I think Constantine was his uncle or his cousin, uncle or cousin, one or the other. But anyway, he was the one who took the throne, and he was the last to sit on the throne. All right, so moving on. I hope I didn't confuse you guys. All right, so right here, Prince William pulls out of royal engagement for personal reasons. Prince makes last-minute decision not to attend Godfather's memorial service with cancer-stricken king also absent, as Palace gives update on Kate and insists she's doing well. Now, this was just strange because, okay, I actually watched the funeral myself. There was a funeral a year ago for Constantine, who died in January of 2023. And it escaped my notice that William was not there. Charles was not there. Now, Charles owes a lot to Constantine because Constantine's birthday, which Charles, I think, was in charge of his birthday or something like that. But anyway, it was Constantine's birthday where the Queen and Camilla were filmed, recorded, reported in the same place at the same time. Before that, the Queen refused to be seen publicly with Camilla. Now, I don't know whether or not they'd ever met before. I'm assuming that they have. But either way, the Queen did not want to taint her brand by being around Camilla, the adulterous future Queen consort. And so she refused to meet with her. And Charles got really desperate. So he turned to Constantine, one of the only people that he could think of that could help. Because otherwise, there was nobody else who had enough clout to invite the Queen to a party that she would attend, and Camilla would be there at the same time. So Constantine was the icebreaker for Queen Elizabeth II and Camilla Parker Bowles, right? That was Constantine. So considering that, why didn't Charles go to the funeral? And then, of course, Constantine, who is reportedly Prince William's godfather, right? William did not go to his funeral, which was in Athens, I believe. And William did not go to this Thanksgiving service they had today. Both occasions, both princes of Wales, respectively, well, actually, no. At the time when he died, I think Charles was already king, right? So both King and Prince of Wales was not there for the funeral and not there for the prayer service. They just decided not to be there, which is so strange because he's a good friend of the family. You know, that's your grandfather or your father's only or highest ranking Greek relative that you've known in your lifetime. So why wouldn't you go? Princess Alice of Greece and Denmark, uh, Prince Philip's mother, she's buried in Jerusalem. I mean, there's some close family ties to the Greek royal family, and yet neither one of them decided it was necessary to go for personal reasons. For personal reasons. Now, there's St. George Chapel, there's Windsor Castle. So you can see they walk down that hill past the Round Tower, and that is where the Queen is entombed, and so is Henry VIII and Philip, the Queen Mother, Queen Alexandra, and all of them are there. They're all there at Windsor Castle. The St. George Chapel, the George VI chapel is like a little side aisle chapel where the Queen is, interred. And so William lives there at the Windsor Great Park. It wasn't that far to go. And yet he just decided to not go. No, Diana's at the Althorpe estate on a little island alone, which is really sad. So here's another map. There's Adelaide Cottage. There's Windsor Castle. It's a short drive away, about, 5 minutes, a 15-minute walk. And you can see how close Adelaide Cottage is to the Frogmore Cottage. Not to be confused with the Frogmore House, not to be confused with the Frogmore Mausoleum. But yeah, you can see how close they are. All of that belongs to the royal family. It's part of the Crown Estate. They have their own private park. They call it the Windsor Great Park. And it wouldn't have taken much. Now, I'm going to tell you all, I believe that William does not live at Adelaide Cottage, allegedly. I believe Kate lives at Adelaide Cottage, or was living there, and William had taken up residence at the Windsor Castle. Otherwise, Windsor Castle is just full of servants. Windsor Castle would only be filled with servants if William was not staying there. And I'm sure whenever William decides to entertain, whoever he entertains, Windsor Castle is just down the road. It seemed like a terrible waste to let the castle sit there, empty and void of family while they stay there in that little cottage that they say is so crowded and so small. Oh yeah, he made that last minute decision to go to the BAFTAs. Yep. Sway. Oh man. Let's see. Is it a Greek thing to have a memorial service 13 plus months after the death funeral of a person? Because it was King Constantine, I'm pretty sure that was the reason why. It's just that he, being such a prominent person, that they, just like with Philip, a lot of people couldn't make it to the funeral, but they had another opportunity to go to the memorial service once, the pandemic had settled down and everything. So, but I think that they likely would have had a prayer service anyway. Did they have one for the Queen? I don't recall if they had one for the Queen. I believe they did, though, didn't they? They had a prayer service for the Queen. But yeah, I think after a period of time, they would have probably done that anyway. Okay, so again, Frogmore, Windsor Castle. All he would have had to do is just take a little short trip down there. But he said that he had something else to do. Oh, they did. Thank you. They did have a prayer service for the Queen. All right, so right there, Constantine of Greece passed away in January 2023. King Charles did not attend his friend and cousin's funeral in Athens, and neither did Constantine's godson, Prince William. Charles and William both sent family members in their place. Princess Anne, that's right, she was there, and Lady Gabriella Windsor. I didn't notice her, but I'm sure I couldn't pick her out in the crowd any day of the week. While I understood why Charles skipped the funeral, he didn't want his first overseas trip as king to be a family's funeral in Greece. I don't understand that. There was never any reason given why William was too lazy to attend his godfather's funeral. Then last week, we heard that Charles would also skip the memorial service for Constantine, which is being held today in Windsor. Charles' absence once again makes sense. He's being treated for cancer. He needs his rest, etc., and stay away from the germs. I wondered aloud last week if Prince William would once again skip out on showing his respects for his godfather. Well, it looks like William was scheduled to appear at the memorial, but now he's pulled out, citing a personal matter. You guys, did I or did I not? Okay, let me hold off. Let me see what's next. By the way, that was Kaiser of Celebici. Prince William pulls out of Godfather's memorial service over personal matter. Prince of Wales has pulled out of attending a memorial service at Windsor Castle for one of his godfathers due to a personal matter. Kensington Palace will not elaborate further, but the Princess of Wales, who is recovering from abdominal surgery, continued to be doing well. William was due to deliver a reading at the service in St. George Chapel for Constantine II of Greece, who died in January last year. Prince of Wales called the former Greek king's family who are attending the service to let them know he was unable to attend. Kate is away from official royal engagements until after Easter, after undergoing surgery in January. He called them, let them know he wasn't coming. The palace insists that his personal reasons had nothing to do with Kate. Again, they are being very, very sloppy because, it's just sloppy because most people are assuming that this has something to do with Kate. Royals don't usually miss out on things like this. William has a long history of skipping very, very important dates on the calendar. Like, for instance, the time that he didn't go to the Commonwealth ceremony, he went skiing instead. The most important date on Queen Elizabeth II's calendar is the Commonwealth Day. Everybody knows Commonwealth, Commonwealth, Commonwealth. He decided that he would go skiing. He decided to skip the Commonwealth and go skiing. And I believe that was back in 2017. So that was pre-Meghan. Continue to make headlines for all the wrong reasons. Work-shy Willie. What does that say up there? Strikes again. Yeah. Work-shy Willie strikes again. Even as sycophants are flummoxed. This sounds to me like the tantrum of a petulant prince in his ongoing power struggle with Pa. Watch this space. So You're scheduled to do a reading, and at the very last minute, now think of all of the things that Charles has attended, all of the things that Queen Elizabeth has attended, um, without excuse, without fear or favor. The Queen would just go. Philip would just go. They did not like to let people down. And least of all, when it's an occasion like this, where you have foreign heads of states, members of royal families showing up, and William is not there. What does that tell you about his future as monarch? That is unbelievable. When he went to that skiing trip, rather than the Commonwealth thing, they actually, I think the one who really butchered him was Robert Jobson. The article essentially said, time to grow up. Stop doing those moves like somebody's dad dancing and grow up. You have some important things ahead. It's time to grow up. And of course, it was nothing that Charles could say, but we know that Charles is very close to Robert Jobson. And so when Charles needs to say things to his son, who he's probably terrified of, he doesn't want to get head butted and then knocked into a doggy dish. He doesn't want to get head butted. You know what I'm saying? Could you imagine if somebody with that much head suddenly smashed their head into yours and knocked you to the floor? You know, at Charles' age, that would be a one-way trip. You know that, don't you? I tell you, I would say, yeah, you're right. I would end any argument or debate rather than to have myself subjected to being head butted by William the Terrible. Ain't no argument worth winning if that's in the balance. Whatever you do, please don't headbutt me, please. Anyway, let's. Oh, Wham Joy said that's right. Wills is Prince of Pulling Out. uh, Rose's daughter resemblance to Charlotte. Be darned. Yeah. Thank you so much for that, YM Joy. I kind of heard myself when I said pulled out. Um, One would think Willie would get tired of being called lazy and work shy and actually do some real work. He wasted more time and energy trying to put do or yeah to put Harry. I get it. Of actually working makes no sense. Thank you so much, Marshar. Uh, yeah, Harry wouldn't have done that. Harry would not have done that. Oh, I can't even read that one. At least I can't read it out loud. Let me see here. Reba Henderson says Baron William did not go because he may have had to answer some questions. You know, his family would ask him about Kate. Well, I already have a theory about it, and the reason why I'm holding out is because I want to wait till I get there. But I've already mentioned it before. And I just didn't think that this would be the occasion. So right here, mystery over Prince William's absence as Palace confirms it's not over Kate's health or Pal's death. So it's not Kate, and it's not whatever that guy is. It wasn't him. So why did he not go? Even Richard Palmer says, curious, Prince William has pulled out of attending a memorial service at St. George Chapel, Windsor today for King Constantine of Greece, citing a personal matter. William called the family to apologize. It's understood that the Princess of Wales is doing well in her recovery. Now, you see that photo right there? That is the reason, in my opinion, that he didn't go. Because of Camilla. The absence of his father and the presence of Camilla. That's why he didn't go. Now here you can see William, having a good time. The mysterious dark-haired woman who is said to be his cousin, someone told me, I don't know, but is said to be his cousin. He seemed rather comfortable in her presence, and he doesn't seem to be missing anybody else in particular. He's just there enjoying his dinner and, of course, taking photos with Tom Cruise, right? And one of the squaddies says, here's the difference between Harry and William. Harry put importance on his duty. Remember when he said there was no option not to go to the Royal Albert Hall. This fateful night, this service is a major event for William to miss without explanation with other monarchs in attendance. So this was that night, of course, when Meghan said, I should not be alone tonight. They held hands really tight. She wept when the lights were down. It was a tough night for them, but there was no option to not go. And even when Oprah asked him, well, what if you don't want to go? He said, that's not an option. He said, the cards are there. Your clothes are laid out. You just go. He never knew anything, but you just go. William does not seem to be troubled or bothered by that. Meghan Markle forced to continue royal duties. Oh, by the way, that was a comment from one of the squaddies on X. Meghan Markle forced to continue royal duties after fire in son's room. Well, again, they didn't want to work, but they were told, you have to. It's just not done that way. We go in regardless. It doesn't matter. William doesn't, but everybody else will go. Only William is the sole member of the royal family who can get a hangnail and decide, I just can't go on. I simply can't go on. A hangnail is enough for William to cancel an event. I know, Black Queen. I know. I knew that image of Meghan would be triggering. But William was very close to his godfather, and it is very strange that the Prince of Wales pulled out of his memorial service for personal reasons, a royal expert claims. Kate Middleton's condition remains worrying, according to a journalist. She is not progressing so favorably. So on the one hand, they're saying that Kate's doing well, or recovery, whatever they said. Yet the Spanish media thinks otherwise. She underwent abdominal surgery in London, they say, and she's not progressing so favorably. She's still in a great deal of trouble, according to the Spanish media. He was there. They thought it was okay for Andrew, the sick old man, to be there. He even decided to lead the procession. And of course, this cartoon says it all. Shame on them. While otherwise, this giant, hulking, vicious bowl of Jell-O, Andrew, the sick old man, is allowed to take center stage. having cost his mother 12 million pounds or more for someone he never met and for something he definitely didn't do. Andrew leads royal reserves. Andrew leads the royals reserves. Duke heads into church ahead of Princess Anne and her husband, as Zara and Mike, Fergie, and Beatrice are drafted into a fresh out of the slimmed down monarchy with the king, Kate, and now Wheels out of action. So yeah, when they went stomping down the hill, he was right up front. And right here, Ephraim Hardcastle says, Prince Andrew basked in the limelight as Thanksgiving service with King Charles, William, and Kate absent. He was outranked only by Camilla. Yeah, he was outranked only by Camilla. Interesting. And there he is, walking just as proud. Look at how his chin is up. His stomach is out. Well, his chest. Well, no, his stomach is first. His stomach is out. He is very proud to lead the family into the St. George Chapel. This is the second time he's pulled something like this. The other time was when he was supposed to take the Queen to the door of the church, and he just walked her right up the aisle. So he's good at that. He knows how to weasel into situations. Now, Release the Kraken enters Camilla, the Queen consort. Yes, the Queen consort. This is one of those days that Queen Camilla has been waiting for. She was actually officially leading the family, although Camilla arrived in a car. She didn't walk down the hill with the rest of them. So that's how Andrew appeared to be up front. Camilla was in the state Bentley, the one that Queen Elizabeth II was gifted for her Jubilee, her 60 years on the throne. Yeah, her Diamond Jubilee. That state Bentley. Now, Camilla, yes, Corella DeVille is riding around in Queen Elizabeth's state Bentley without Charles. That's how she got to the church. Not a Range Rover, this state Bentley. The Queen, accompanied by members of the royal family, will attend Thanksgiving service for the life of King Constantine of Hellenes at St. George Chapel, Windsor Castle on 27th February. So I think Hellenes, is that what the people in Greece called? Greece is Hellenes instead of Greece? Is that just something people outside of the country say? Anyway, I never understood that. So in that super small print, it says, Her Majesty the Queen, accompanied by members of the royal family, will attend the Thanksgiving service. Let me skip down there. The Queen and members of the royal family will be joined by Her Majesty the Queen, Anne Marie, Queen of the Hellenes, and the family of His Royal Highness Crown Prince Pavlos, with members of the Greek royal family for the Thanksgiving service for the late King Constantine. Anyway, it was Camilla's big day without Charles. So I told you all probably a month ago. Was it a month and a half ago? I think it was probably less than a month ago. Do you all remember? I said that William may not go to the Commonwealth. I thought for sure that if William was going to skip out on something, it would be Commonwealth Day. And I'm not sure that he still will not skip out on the Commonwealth Day. I think he's going to skip it. I did not see this coming. I was right about him skipping. right? I was right about him skipping it, but I just had the wrong occasion. And I knew it would have to do with Camilla. It would be humiliating for William, the son of Diana, the people's princess. It would be humiliating for William to have to show any type of deference, even if it's walking besides her or behind her. He definitely was not going to walk in front of her, but he would have been forced to sit in the St. George Chapel next to her. I said already, but see, I thought Charles was going to go to this event, right? He didn't. But Charles had already said he wasn't going to Westminster Abbey for the Commonwealth Day, which is next month. So I'm not surprised that William called off. He does not want to do it. He does not want to sit with his stepmother. I am not surprised. So it is still an excellent chance that he won't go to the Commonwealth Day, which is the day I assumed he was going to skip. So with all the fuss that's going on right now, he may have to go. But he's already had the history of skipping Commonwealth Day before. So that's why I didn't think it would be impossible for him to skip the next one. But he does not want to sit next to her. When he read that speech at the concert for Charles, remember the concert they had after the coronation? He refused to say her name in the speech. Her name was not mentioned. And then when he went back to his seat, he had to walk past her. He did not bow to her. And you should have saw the look on her very, very porous face. You should have saw the look on her face. I'm pretty sure on the inside. Okay, I'll tell you what was going on inside. You already know, don't you? You know what was going on inside? This was going on. She was screaming on the inside. That's it. She was screaming on the inside. But William refused to acknowledge her. The king's strength and stay, how composed Queen Camilla proved herself as Charles rocked by leading the monarchy at the memorial service in her husband's absence, proving just how invaluable she is to the firm. Queen Camilla was the most senior royal at the Windsor Castle service for the late King Constantine of Greece, with her husband King Charles III's absence as his cancer treatment continues. Yep, not surprised. And it may happen again because you know William does not care about consequences. If he's not going, he's just not going. Does everyone remember the last book in Narnia, the last battle, when the bird-like demon Tash came to destroy Narnia? Look up the... No, I don't know that one. Let me see. In the last book of Narnia, it was Tash. Okay, let me see. Tash, Narnia. Looks just like her. Looks just like her. Okay, hold on a second. I'll share. I will share. Give me a second. Okay. Get back over here. Legs, I am so impressed with your references to pop culture. Very, very impressive. Okay. Oh, I'm not doing it the wrong place here. Okay, let me try this. And got it. Got it, got it, got it. There you go. So that is if I'm correct, I believe Legs is comparing that beast that came to destroy Narnia with Camilla, the queen consort. I wonder if they make the same noises too. Oh, yeah, I could see the resemblance. It's like a silky chicken on acid, right? It's like a silky chicken gone wrong. Oh man. Let me see. Willie shouldn't treat his mother that way. Woof! Woof! Be Bram. You're tough. You're tough. I love it. I love it. Well, I mean, it's hard to explain Willie. It is hard to explain him. And yes, I did see someone ask if he might I guess the term that people use, I don't know how politically correct it is, but on the spectrum, perhaps. Is that it? I mean, I don't have enough information to say that, but he does seem rather different. He does seem rather different. Socially awkward. He doesn't seem to read the room, that's for sure. Um, so right there, you can see how William finally met the Rottweiler, and she came out saying, "I need a drink." Part of royal author Penny Junner's riveting book reveals how, after a troubled start, the young prince came to terms with Charles's love for Camilla. Um, I don't know how many more of these books we're going to get in 2024, but I wish they would stop. They don't sell that many copies, but I believe that these books are only reinforcing the narrative that the royal family wants to leave the public with. In other words, the victor shall write the history, right? Whoever wins writes the history. So they see themselves as having eliminated the reputation of Princess Diana because of books like this. They are currently working on Harry and Meghan, although Harry has the best selling nonfiction ever. So, according to the Guinness Book of Records. So, that will not be an easy task, but they're going to try it. They're going to try it. The thing is, I was thinking today, they need someone in the US to write a book about that family, someone who is not afraid to write a book about that family. Omit's book was very, shall I say, academic, I suppose. But it did not go there. It didn't go there. There were points where he was a little surly in the most pleasant way. I mean, I love the book, but I really need somebody to go there. You know how Lady C referred to the Queen's nickname, actually, the Queen Mother's nickname, Cookie, how she told that, how she accused, oh, let me see, what was the other? I can't remember the other one, but she said some stuff, right? She was the first one, excuse me, that said that the Queen died from bone cancer. She just said it. So Lady C has started drinking the Kool-Aid because that's where the money is. She's drinking the Kool-Aid. But if she ever goes back to her nasty, shady ways, she might actually do the world a service. She might actually do the world a service. Instead of making up stuff about Harry and Meghan, just tell the truth about these people. That's all you got to do. You don't have to make up anything. You could just tell the truth, and it would be so much more compelling. Because there is so much to be said about what's been happening at Kensington Palace, but you just can't find anyone who will commit to tell the story. Omid went about as far as he could go, right? He could have gone further. He knows stuff, but he got off at a certain stop and the train continued without him. Now somebody else needs to pick up the baton and run with it. And run with it. No, I think those were left in a surgical suite some years ago, but don't quote me on that. Leg says, I wouldn't think it was him, but his mother has been drinking the Kool-Aid of the tabloids, blue draw. Oh, it's not for me. I'm sorry. Let me get out of here. Sorry about that. Yeah, a little money and they just pipe down, won't they? Okay, so let me see. Before I go on to that, let me make sure that you know what? Do I want to show that one or not? Or when was I going to show that one? Oh, I'm going to do that one later. Did I have something else? You know, just for the fun of it, I tell you what, this has all been so serious. So just for the fun of it, why don't I do this? Okay. The only way that I know how. Oh, man. The only way that I know how. You know what that one's from, right? Yeah, this one. Here we go. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex. This is my own feelings being expressed the only way I know how. There you go. The only way that I know how. Blue Draws, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for being here tonight. So, director Misan Harriman, proud to have Meghan Markle's support of new film. Her taste is impeccable. So that was in the People magazine. I'm going to make one of my short videos out of that one. But among the fans of Misan Harriman's newly Academy Award nominated film is a special friend, Meghan Markle. She really has, she is really as a sister to me. The Nigerian-born filmmaker photographer tells People when asked about the Duchess of Sussex's support means to him. I mean, her taste is impeccable, he adds. She is someone that looks for great depth of meaning and intention in what she engages in, and I believe she felt that in this film. And of course, he's talking about The After, the 18-minute short on Netflix, starring David Oyelowo and written by Julius Schwabach, marks the directorial debut of Harriman, previously known for his celebrity portraiture. The film, which explores an ordinary man's devastating grief, is nominated for Best Live Short Action at the upcoming 96th Oscar ceremony. Wow. 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 Anyway, let's see. Meghan hosted a special screening and moderated a talkback with Harriman and Oyelowo on November 15th at a private residence in Montecito. Just a private residence in Montecito, where the Duchess of Sussex lives with her husband, Prince Harry, and her two children, 4-year-old Prince Archie and 2-year-old daughter, Princess Lilibet. In December Instagram post about the event, Harriman wrote that it was extra special to have Meghan and so many of my film idols watch this film. You know what? I wonder who else was in attendance. So, anyway, that's in People magazine. So, you could finish it by going to People or wait for my short. All right. Thank you very much. Moving on. Here is a little extra photo from that event with Harry giving an interview to Will Reeves from ABC News. I just came across this, so I thought I would share it with you all. And right there, when 3 senior royals are absent, Andrew will sit in the front row. I think this photo is grossly out of order, but right on time. Even in spite of all of that, I would say it's right on time. But yeah, when there are 3 senior royals absent, Andrew just take his big sloppy fat behind and just plop down up front. Just plop up front, Andrew. Just plop your behind anywhere you want to. Don't worry. Everybody's glad to see you. Yeah, right. Everybody's glad to see you. Yeah, we're only here for you, Andrew. That's right. It's your party. But but remember, Sussex Squad has receipts, all right? The Sussex Squad has receipts. And right there, Prince still doesn't get it. Yep, the Prince still doesn't get it. Shame Andrew leads royals. Well, technically, he didn't actually lead the royals. It's just that Camilla went in a car, and and William decided he wouldn't go. Otherwise, he may have walked down the hill as well. So that's how that happened. Oh, wait a minute. Did you all notice that? Well, let me think about this before I say it. But where are the Cambridge kids? Where is George and Charlotte and Louis? I suppose that since their parents didn't go, that they wouldn't go, right? I mean, it doesn't mean they couldn't go. I mean, they're only just up the street, but yeah, they're not there either. I wonder if that's the other reason why Willie didn't want to go. Now, someone said earlier that Willie didn't go because he didn't want to answer any questions, but the other people who may have been asked questions may have been the children, right? Huh? Huh? Bunny Rose, what are you implying? What are you implying? Anyway, yeah, so he just plopped down up front. Now, this is rather eerie. Apparently, the code name related to the death of King Charles is Operation Menai Bridge, after the Menai Suspension Bridge in Wales. This is the first I've ever heard that. I suppose he would have to have one of those codes for that, but I've never heard it before. So that means that they've already got some of those English oak boxes ready as well. One for him and one for the Queen Consort. Wow. Now, we discussed this yesterday. The Inquirer has done this to many of famous people, celebrities. They will announce that so-and-so has months to live. It does not mean anything. It's just what they're guessing. I wouldn't go by that, but I just included it again because, in case you didn't watch yesterday, they had that yesterday. So, but yeah, so that's the code. Operation. Am I saying it right? Menai Bridge. Keep it to yourself, huh? All right. Well, that's the code. Protests in progress. Misan Harriman social change doc for Paramount Plus begins filming. Yes, this is some good news today. The cat is out of the bag, says Misan Harriman. Protests in progress will follow Harriman as he travels around the world documenting the resilience and determination of grassroots activists fighting for movements including equality, gender justice, LGBTQ plus rights, environmental sustainability, and more. It will include interviews with activists and photographers on the front lines of protests and will offer insight into Harriman's personal evolution as an activist. Go ahead, Misan. You go ahead now. Yeah, so if you haven't had a chance to see it, Misan Harriman from time to time will use his camera to document some injustices and struggles. And also, Misan will make videos. He will go on his Instagram or on his Twitter account, and he will, speak out about some of the injustices that he has witnessed. So he is a very deep, deep, deep brother, and I really am proud of him, proud to support him, and always glad to share updates for Misan. So yeah, he's a cool cat. Director Misan Harriman, proud to have Meghan. Okay, I told you these are out of order. This should have been up there a few slides ago. I even went through all the trouble to get that image of Meghan from when she introduced him at the TED Talk. But anyway, this is supposed to be someplace else. So just picture it someplace else. I don't know how that happened, but my slides are out of order. And this is one that I just kind of did a cut. I cut it out of the other photo. You know, it was a bunch of people standing behind them, but I thought it was such a cool pic. So I'll probably use it in the future for one of my thumbnails. But, I call that their, what do you call it? Grease, Danny, and Sandy. Yeah, they remind me of Danny and Sandy. Summer loving happened so fast. Summer loving, gosh, was a blast. Met a girl, cute as can be. Met a boy. Okay, I think I got that wrong. Summer days drifting away. Oh, hot was the summer nights. Wella, wella, wella. Tell us who, tell them on. Okay, but anyway. Thank you, Cassie Banks. Yeah, I had to really clean it up because when I tried to lift it, all kind of stuff came with it. So I actually took a little while to get rid of the things I didn't want or need, and then I put that nice little glow behind them because they have a certain aura about themselves. So I wanted to make sure I included that glow that seems to come from the stardust that they leave in their wake. Yeah, that's it. And then this, I had this for a while. I found it, so I just felt like sharing it. Princess Meghan. Princess Meghan with those evil stepsisters behind her. Now, okay. So here's this. I made a video for this article. You know how I like to do that. But the video is not complete. But I'm going to share it, the rough cut, with you. Okay. Let me just go ahead and cue that up. But I'm going to post it again later and then share it on Twitter as well. So let me find it. You guys, this article goes there. This article goes there. Buckle your seatbelts. You don't have to read too far between the lines to see that something is going awry in the British royal family. King Charles has been diagnosed with cancer, but Buckingham Palace is refusing to give any details of what kind of cancer it is and how his treatment is progressing. Meanwhile, the Princess of Wales is recovering from a mysterious abdominal surgery and hasn't been seen for weeks. Speculation on what's really going on behind the scenes was already high, and gas has now been poured on the fire after King Charles and Prince William dropped out of a memorial service at the last minute. William was due to speak at the memorial for the late King Constantine of Greece, his godfather, but has pulled out for vaguely defined personal reasons. Social media is running wild with what that could mean, with some leaping to the conclusion that William attacked Kate, necessitating her operation, recovery, and mysterious disappearance, and that she's about to press criminal charges against her husband. First up, that's unsubstantiated gossip. And anyway, William has been out and about in public, not acting particularly guilty. But it's worth asking what would happen if the heir to the throne was facing a serious criminal charge. There's little modern precedent for members of the royal family being convicted of a crime, and no precedent for a custodial sentence. The one concrete example we have is a minor offense. In 2002, Princess Anne was convicted under the Dangerous Dogs Act when her terrier Dottie bit 2 children in Windsor Park. Anne pleaded guilty and was fined £750. Other royals have come close to being placed before a judge. In 2019, the then 97-year-old Prince Philip was involved in a car crash that left the driver and passenger of a Kia hospitalized. The Crown Prosecution Service investigated, but after Philip surrendered his driving license, no charges were brought. On a different scale altogether is Prince Andrew, who could plausibly have been charged with sexual offenses in connection with his notorious friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. Andrew's eventual massive financial settlement with Virginia Giuffre was widely seen as being motivated by keeping him out of the witness box in a civil trial in New York. Theoretically, every member of the royal family except the reigning monarch can be charged with a criminal offense, tried by a jury, and sentenced to jail by a judge. However, I suspect if William was hit with a serious criminal charge, the reality of the situation would be far more complicated. For one, what happens if Charles dies while William is incarcerated? Would he be released the moment he became king? It's also worth pointing out that once William is king, he can essentially get away with murder. All criminal trials in the United Kingdom are in the monarch's name, that is, Rex versus defendant, and prisoners are held at His Majesty's pleasure. At least on paper, the monarch can do whatever they want, with the royal family's official website stating, before Elizabeth's death, although civil and criminal proceedings cannot be taken against the sovereign as a person under UK law, the Queen is careful to ensure that all her activities in her personal capacity are carried out in strict accordance with the law. As we don't know Charles' current state of health, William may end up as king sooner than the country expected, meaning that in the very unlikely event this internet scuttlebutt is true, he would be able to dismiss any domestic violence charges made against him. That said, though the monarch is legally invulnerable, they ultimately exist at the behest of the British public, and if there was a sufficient outcry that threatened the institution of the royal family itself, I think William would be pressured to abdicate. And then we have a 10-year-old King George, and presumably some kind of regent looking after him until he's 18. Once again, I can only underline that all this is theory, but after decades of stability, the royal family is suddenly on very shaky ground. While I don't put much stock into what random, anonymous gossip hounds are saying on social media, there's more going on with the royals right now than meets the eye. Here's hoping we get the full story soon. Wow. Yep. I'd never heard of this before, but it's, what is it? Let me pull that down. I can't see it. It is I still can't see it. Is it WGTC? I think it's WGTC. I never heard of it before, but apparently they decided to take some of the rumors from the interweb and put it into an article. But yep, they went there. Huh. And that came out today, February the 27th, 2024. Huh, go figure. Well, again, it's a mystery. We'll get there. But for now, it's a mystery. Yeah, that's the article. Now, the hot equerry, a.k.a. Major Eye Candy, a.k.a. Lieutenant Colonel Johnny Thompson, is the king's right-hand man. Let that sink in. Since he took the role back in September 2022, Thompson has frequently been spotted by the king's side at major events such as coronation, as well as accompanying the king and queen on visits abroad. Well, Johnny Thompson has been kicked to the side. They kicked him away from the top, and they have found someplace else for him because he is just too cute, and that is taking too much attention from Charles and Camilla. And even though I feel foolish even saying that someone that looks like this would draw too much attention away from someone that, well, looks like this, or someone that looks like this. Yeah, I'm embarrassed to even say that he took attention away from them because, I mean, look at them. They're so, I don't know what they are, but yes, believe it or not, he was able to draw attention away from those two people. And of course, because of that, they have become
bitter. And, somebody needs to say it. Bitter. Bitter, bitter, bitter.
Yes, they have become quite bitter, bitter, bitter. So, Johnny Thompson, sorry, but you're just too attractive to work with those aging relics anymore. So, they don't want you there. You got to go. But let me see. Again, these are so, I don't know how these got out of order like that. Look who hit the slopes, and thank you for the squatty that shared this. If you look on the left side, that image is Rambolina. That's right. Edward and Sophie, they decided to go skiing, Edward and Sophie. Now, one thing that jumped out is the fact that Edward is a little sassy. He's a little sassy. So, of course, he loves to wear red because, it gets people excited. And if you look on the right side, there's an old photo of them skiing, and he's still wearing red. Red seems to be his power color. Yeah, he loves red. And even if he's not red on the outside, he likes to be red on the inside. Like right here, where he's wearing that bespoke, one-of-a-kind maxi coat to the cenotaph for the Remembrance Day. Yeah, he likes red up against his body. He just likes the way it feels when it's up against his skin. Loves that red. Ooh, honey. Likes that red, don't he? And, of course, again, he thought it would be a bit much to wear a red suit, so he had Sophie wear red while he wore the red lining in his sport coat. If you notice, Harry started that trend in the royal family of wearing a liner that appears the same color coordinated as the partner, in this case, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. So Edwina saw that and was like, I'll try that. And so now Edwina is rocking that matching lining to his suit. Why not? And of course, I have seen quite a few military events with that family, and Edwina is the only one I've ever seen with the red hat. And notice that Edward actually borrowed a little lip gloss from one of his cousins. I'm guessing Beatrice. Yeah, it looks like he borrowed a little lip gloss from Beatrice, because when you're at events like that, and there's so many men in uniform, he likes to, just make his lips look pretty. So he decided to put his favorite red hat on and, just make his lips look a little more succulent. And as you can see, Andrew, the sick old man, is kind of confused as to why his brother is wearing that lip gloss, but he wants to be pretty, so To each their own, live and let live. Now, let's see. Jobo No Neck was one who said that the Invictus games will not survive without influence of the royal family after Harry and Meghan left. Seeing him talk about, I hate when I see IG like that, but seeing him talk about the Invictus game's success since must have felt, I'm not good with abbreviations, like eating a lump of turd. I like her. Life always finds a way, right? Of course it does. And of course, that's the same Jobo who said that Kate's walkabout was the most difficult thing she ever had to do. So, okay, so let me play the soundbite that I have for you. So this way you can hear Jobo saying it, because we've been talking about it the past couple days, but I thought that it just made sense so you can hear it straight from his neck, because the sound starts in his neck and not in his mouth. For a lot of people, the sound starts like in the diaphragm, but for him, it's further back in his neck. And then that way you can hear him gasp it himself, right? Okay, so give me a second. I say a little gasp for you, forever, forever. I'm wheezing and coughing for you, forever and ever. Would only bring oxygen to me. I don't know what the hell I'm singing. Oh, man. Hold on. The moment he wakes up, before he, oh, never mind. Let me concentrate on what I'm doing. I can't do both. Uh-oh. Did I save it? Oh, yeah, I did.
Harry advocating for interacting with the military community at events like Invictus. He is absolutely in his element. You can tell that that's when he's at his best.
It's an environment where he finds people deal with him on the level. He doesn't have to be a prince. He can just be an officer and Harry.
And you as individuals are people of substance, of resilience, of strength, and of heart. You have the heart of Invictus.
The Invictus is Harry's #1 passion project. It's been very successful since its outset. It doesn't come cheap. It costs a lot of money, and he's been able to continue to raise that money throughout this period, which is impressive. But I think there was a degree of jealousy about how well it had gone. I do think that William was surprised how much this had been such a success and how much money was being thrown into it and how many governments were getting involved.
Harry is no longer a working royal. Invictus no longer sits under the umbrella of organisations that the royal family officially are part of, and therefore they haven't mentioned it at all since Harry stepped back as a working royal.
2025 taking place in Whistler and Vancouver. It'll be the first ever Winter Games. More than 500 wounded service members from up to 25 nations will participate in about a dozen events, including alpine skiing and skeleton, the head-first luge. Since leaving the royal family nearly 4 years ago, the Duke and Duchess's every move has made headlines. Harry in particular focus as he continues to battle several British tabloids in the UK courts, recently winning his phone hacking case against the Daily Mirror group.
this is a mission for him. This is a mission to tackle historical wrongdoing. In his view, he feels like he is overturning a culture and wanting to make sure that wrongdoing doesn't happen again.
Okay.
And inspire a generation.
So,
When you see Prince Harry,
all right, that was it. So that's what Jobo had said about the Invictus. But I'm trying to think. I don't think I heard the part where he said William was jealous, did I? I thought that's what it was. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I got the wrong one. Oh, well, but that was Jobo. Now, I'm done, you guys. I'm just going to share these last few images before I go. Again, I am done. So good night to those who need to get their sleep. Right here, this is Windsor Castle's gift shop. And that was a display. I took a photo of the displays because I thought it was really cool the way they had everything merchandised. You can see this one was dedicated to their royal wedding. And I suppose when I took this photo, this was after the wedding because I wanted to go to St. George Chapel to see where they got married. So, of course, I stopped in the gift shop and bought myself a candy bar. But you can see this. And I don't think any of those plates, and I don't think those were for the Sussexes. They just used them as a promo. And then this tea set was available at the gift shop. Isn't that nice? They had this tea set. And then they had the red one. Looks like it's got the Queen's coat of arms on it, I suppose. And this one, which is dedicated to the Queen as well, in that royal purple. That looked like, I don't know what that is. See the tea. Is that a cookie tin or something? Something. I don't know. But yeah, I took this in 2018. And lastly, there's this one, which I like that color too. Very cool. So that was in the gift shop at the Windsor Castle. And then here's some photos from the Archwell website, which of course I know as supporters of the Sussexes, we are all going over to that website because they're not on social media. But when they need to make official announcements, they're going to do stuff through their website. So do go to Sussex.com so you can see the latest of whatever is available for the Sussexes. Again, that is their website, Sussex.com, which combines Archwell Productions and Archwell Foundation, right? So the production, that is the money-making arm of the Sussexes, and then the foundation is where they give money away. So remember, the production company is how they're building their generational wealth. And then the other one is the foundation, and that is where they find needy causes and such, and they will support things like women's empowerment. They're feeding hungry people. They make donations to things like Ballet and stuff like that. So they're doing that through their foundation page, and you can see how their money is being used. So thank you again, and thank you to the moderators for keeping this as a safe space. Couldn't do it without you all, you know that. So thank you so much, and I will see you all tomorrow. Love you guys. And of course, where are the queens when we need them? Because when you see the queens, it's time to go. And you know what I mean. When you see the queens, where are the queens? Oh, is that one today or tomorrow? Okay, let me try another one. But yeah, anyway, I had fun tonight. I think we got some good information out. and shared a lot. You guys shared a lot. I always learn a lot from you all. Thank you very much. And of course, there is Flower Power, Flower, which is the nickname that Doria has used with Meghan ever since. And of course, there is the other Flower Power, the Forget-Me-Nots, which of course was Princess Diana's favorite flowers, Forget-Me-Nots. So thank you, and thank you. Love you guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. And let's end with a thought of the day, shall we? A way to close it out where we can all let me see here. I got so many receipts, you guys. I have so many receipts. Every time I'm prepping, I always find something I forgot I had, but definitely something I can use. Always. Yeah, I can't take any bets, but let's see if Willie Leaks decides whether or not he wants to go to the Commonwealth Day so he can sit down with his new mom. Oh, let's see if he wants to sit down with mommy number 2. Okay, I think I found something. Let me go to that one. Oh, as a matter of fact, I think is it here? Nope, maybe it's was it 25th maybe? Oh, that is 25th. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. It was that nice prayer that I shared the other day. And I'm not seeing it. That's interesting. So that is from the 24th, right? Huh. Yeah, so that's not it. That's okay. I'll find something. Speaking of prayer, you guys, I don't know if I mentioned it, but Jerry White is having another surgery, and this one is going to be more difficult than the last. But she wants you to know that that her faith is strong, and she is definitely in good hands with her doctors, and she would love it if you guys keep her in your prayers. And the surgery is for March, and I will definitely let you all know how it goes. Okay. Oh, this one is perfect. A prayer for justice. Almighty God, our majesty is yours alone. You alone judge the nations. Rise up, O Lord. Bring your justice down. Extend your mighty hand to crush the stronghold of the enemy. Send your Holy Spirit and legions of angels to fight for us. Bring justice, my God. The blood of the martyrs cries out. Answer their cries. Your perfect justice, measured only by your perfect mercy. All transgressions paid in full on the cross of Christ. Let the truth of your Christ crucified ring out, O Lord. Let the glory of the resurrection of the Son pour justice down upon us. Come forth, O Lord, come forth now. In the holiest name of all, Jesus Christ, amen. So, amen to that. Thank you very much, and thank you all for your very generous contributions. That includes Blue Draws. We have B. Bram at 11 months, Legs with the thought-provoking comments, and YM Droid with the provoking comments. Thought-provoking, I'm just kidding. And Lorna Williams, as always, thought-provoking. Legs, Susie Q for 22 months. And Kat Harlem, thank you for 18 months. All right. Anyway, I feel provoked. Okay. I did that. Okay. I'm good. Good. All right, you all. Good night. And that's right. I got to close with one of the. Let's do Once Upon a Time. I'm in the mood for Once Upon a Time. Oh, hi, Baron. I watch you every night as I drive home from work. Thank you for keeping me company. Love your content. Thank you so much, Imi Nadafu. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Oh, thank you, Cookies and Cream. That one of the squatties posted that, and I saved it. I saved it for just such an occasion. Okay. Oh, yes. Once Upon a Time. That's what I'm looking for. Once Upon a Time. Here goes. Wow, I had 13,000 subscribers when I made that video. And now there's what, almost 53,000? Fantastic. Fantastic. Who would have thought? Let me see here. I'll tell you exactly. Yeah, 51,872 subscribers. So pretty soon it's going to be 52,000. And how many views have we had to date? Let me see. 32.5 million views. 6.9 million watch hours. 6.9 million watch hours. That is incredible. And 32.5 million views. That's about half of what that video from Shay Shay got, right? Wow. 32.5 million views. That's incredible. That's incredible. Okay. A bedtime story from Europe. Ooh. Oh, Lord, I didn't mean to do that. I wanted to put a picture on the screen. Let me see. I want to put something up there. A bedtime story from Europe. Let me think about that for a second. Do I have anything? I mean, of course I have something. A bedtime story from Europe. I want to think of something interesting that I've witnessed or, Well, I think one of my favorite places is Venice. I love Venice. And I fell in love with Florence. I got to go back to Florence. Florence is just extraordinary. But, my goodness, I'm at a loss for words. I need something to trigger me, something to trigger a memory. Speaking of triggered, no, I'm not going to do that one. Uh-oh. Hold on, you guys. Gotta send this very fast. Okay. Let me think. I need something to trigger a memory. I mean, I had some great stories, but I haven't thought of any in so long. Okay, I told you the one about the antibiotics when I had that really bad chest cold when I was in Germany. That's one of my favorite stories. And Prague, I think I mentioned Prague. I didn't really have any big story from Prague. At least I don't think so. I would have to have photos to share with you. That's what it is. But you know what? Just for you, I am gonna, Marshall, just for you, I'm gonna do another one of my travel videos. I'll put together some photos and share something from one of my trips. Did I ever share any photos from Japan? I spent a couple days in Tokyo. I don't know if I shared that or not, but yeah. Okay, I'll think of something, but probably not tonight. Florence is where you can buy wine via the window. Yes, I saw that on television. I didn't know that it was a thing when I was there, but I did see it on television. Let me see. Maybe one of the buildings spoke to you personally. Let me see. I had some really cool experiences, but I can't think of anything right now. Although I have to say when that was like my big trip, right? That's when I got like 62 days of nonstop travel. I didn't stay in any city more than like a couple nights. And I would say the rail pass, whenever you go over there, if you can do it, get a rail pass because a lot of the trains are fast. And if you don't mind sleeping on the train, that takes care of at least one night of your accommodations. And then find a hotel, drop off your luggage, go have breakfast or something, then come back, check in, take a shower, maybe take a nap, and then hit the street. I just drank a lot of coffee and I kept moving. It was sheer momentum that kept me going all that time. People like me don't see stuff like that. I couldn't believe it though. I was just like, how in the world did I get here? Here I am from the inner city with my sixth grade education, walking those cobblestone streets of towns of my dreams. That was so cool. But then I started getting a little disorientated from all of the Gothic churches. Every place I went, I have to go to the big cathedral. Sometimes I couldn't remember what town I was in. I'd wake up and I'd be like, Where in the hell am I? It was as close as I'll ever get to being a rock star on tour, that's for sure. Uh-oh. Well, I gotta... okay, yeah, I better go. All right, thank you so much, you guys. I will see you all tomorrow. Sleep well or have a very productive day, whichever end of the spectrum you're on. And Connie Bomber! Connie Bomber. Connie will probably listen later, so I have to get my Connie Bomber in. So, yep. Oh, and I miss Elaine Parker's not here right now. Elaine is sleeping, I'm sure, probably just waking up. And good morning to who's in Rome? You know, they're always on here from Rome. What's his name? Anyway, hello to Rome. And of course, Raffaella. I think Raffaella's from Italy. Yeah, Japan is clean and peaceful. Oh, for a year. Wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it is very clean and peaceful. And they don't like people showing out in public. You don't talk on the trains and stuff like that. They're very well mannered. And I found myself bowing and putting my little money in the tray and stuff like that. I enjoyed it. It was so... Robert Collins. Thank you, Reba Henderson. Robert Collins is in Rome. Rome is beautiful. Love Rome. I met this nice guy that owned a hotel called Papa Germano's. I think that's the name of it, Papa Germano's. And I had someone rip me off with a Airbnb. You know, I don't like Airbnb, and I got duped when I tried to book one. I didn't have a lot of time, right? Because I had to get back to the UK for the royal wedding. So I went to the address where I was supposed to have a room. And when I got there, they said, oh, you have to go over to this other address. And they even called a taxi for me. I guess they got multiple apartments in Rome, and they never know where they're going to send you. And so I wasted a lot of time with them, and they sent me over to another address, and I stayed there one night, and I was furious. So I left, and I saw this hotel called Papa Germano's, and I told him about it. And Papa Germano, he said, yeah, it's a lot of people who want to be in the hotel industry, but they don't want to put a sign up. They'd rather do it through the social media. Oh my God, he was so nice. He was so nice. It just really made up for the deception that I got from the other people. So there was a guy that was in the lobby, and I saw him talking to Papa Germano, and he's like, I don't know if you remember me, but my wife and I came here and we stayed on our honeymoon, and he just wanted to say hi and all that kind of stuff. And Papa Germano went and got a bottle of wine and gifted it to him. And then, just so that I wouldn't be left out, he gave me a bottle of wine. And I mean to tell you, he was just like, okay, I'll show you a picture. I got a picture of him right here. But I love Papa Germano's. There's the hotel sign. Look at that classic street in Rome. Look at there. I do have a story to tell. And there's Papa Germano's hotel. And there's Papa Germano's. Oh, he was so nice. And so whenever I go back to Rome, I'm going to make sure that I stay at Papa Germano's. Yep, Papa Germano's. He was a lifesaver. So I stayed there, I think 1 or 2 nights. Had a nice room with a refrigerator and I think a microwave. So, but yeah, if you guys ever go to Rome, it's not a fancy hotel, but the people are really nice. And it's called Papa Germano's, right? Right. So, Black Queen says, Baron, Elaine's having procedure done tomorrow. She's not well. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Well, I hope everything goes well, and I hope she feels better soon. And thank you for the update. Yeah. Oh, well, that was one of my little stories from Rome. I really enjoyed walking those ancient streets in the eternal city, as they call it. And I got a chance to meet a Papa Germano's. I don't know if that's Mrs. Germano or not, but he was very nice. Yeah, if you're listening, Elaine Parker, we're thinking about you. We're praying for you. We are praying for you. Well, I did. I had to get back for the royal wedding. But yes, it was. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. I stayed at a hostel in Florence, and oh my God, that place was just adorable. And the building itself was about 500 years old. It was about 500 years old. That just really blew my mind. A 500-year-old building. And I was right across the street from the church where all of the Medicis are buried. I forgot the name of it. Is it the Medici Chapel or something like that? But anyway, I was right across the street from it. I mean to tell you, I was literally, when I say street, I mean the street like at Papa Germano's. It wasn't that wide. I slept like footsteps away from um, Alexandro Medici. Alexandro Medici. Yep, just footsteps away. Alessandro Medici. But yeah, I loved Italy and I want to go back to Rome and to Florence. And you can book ahead, but I wish I would have just gotten off the train and walked around until I found a hotel. And the further you get away from the train station, the lower the price is because the closer hotels, they are charging more money because they get the first wave of people. But when you walk further away, that's where you find the bargains. And they don't want you to leave and go to the other place where you just talk to someone. So um, you can actually get yourself a nice bargain and never hesitate to barter. Never hesitate to barter. Something else that I learned is that, okay, I was traveling to another state and I looked up the price of a hotel, but I didn't book it. I went to another hotel and I think I had a screenshot or whatever. And I showed the lady the price that the other hotel was charging. And when I showed it to her, she wrote down on a piece of paper and said, well, I can do this. There was like another customer nearby. And I said, I'll take it. So you can always, if you're not like, let's say you get to a hotel and you're just like, I'm not feeling this place. can go to another hotel and, ask them to make you an offer. Save a screenshot or something like that and let them know what the other people were charging. And they'd much better prefer that you come to the hotel and book direct with like when I went to Florence, I had booked online, but the guy told me, he was like, listen, we don't need to bother with that. He said, I'll just book you in directly and that'll save us some money. So I'm like, okay. So you could always do that. Okay, I've been to Rome, Florence, Naples, and Pompeii. I haven't been there, but just Rome, Florence, and Venice. I think that's the only places I had been in Italy. Rome, Florence, Venice, and I'm trying to think if there was someplace else. Oh, I went to that town in the mountain. Oh, God, I can't even think of the name of that town, but it was one of those towns that was created by Mussolini. I can't think of it, but it was up in the mountains and I had to switch trains there. Oh man, it's been so long. I can't even think of the name of the place. Hold on a second. I'll tell you in just a second. Oh, I got some beautiful photos from Italy. Beautiful photos. Okay, tell you in a second. Oh, okay, this is it. I cannot believe I can't remember the name of this town. God, I'm getting old. Oh my God, I look so cute. I look so cute. I mean, for somebody over 50, my skin is beautiful. Bolzano, that's it. Bolzano. I stopped in some little town in Bolzano, which is like in the mountains somewhere. I had to spend the day there because I had to wait for the night train. So, yeah, it was Bolzano. And I just walked around and it was so beautiful, so peaceful. And then I went to the American Embassy, also known as McDonald's. I can't believe I couldn't remember Bolzano. Oh well, so nice, idyllic. Yeah, I've never been to Pisa. Oh, wouldn't that be wonderful? Wouldn't that be wonderful? Okay, you guys, I gotta go. Love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. And all the best to you, okay? And prayers for Elaine Parker.